Welcome Supernova! In today's video, we dive deep into the science of skepticism and how it empowers us to navigate the realm of scientific information. Have you ever wondered how to distinguish reliable research from dubious claims? Or how to critically evaluate scientific studies? Well, you're in the right place. In this episode, we uncover the secrets of applying critical thinking to scientific claims. So, let's embark on this enlightening journey together. Critical thinking plays a crucial role in the scientific process. It helps us analyze, question, and evaluate scientific claims before accepting them as true. In this video, we'll explore a step-by-step approach to critically examining scientific claims, allowing us to separate reliable information from misinformation. So, let's embark on this scientific journey together. Critical thinking is a powerful tool that allows us to evaluate scientific claims with a discerning eye. In this video, we'll unravel the step-by-step process of critically analyzing scientific claims, enabling us to separate fact from fiction. So, let's delve into the fascinating world of skepticism and its application to scientific claims. Section number 1. The importance of critical thinking in science. Critical thinking plays a vital role in the scientific process. It serves as the foundation for rigorous inquiry and helps scientists evaluate and analyze information in a systematic and objective manner. In this section, we explore the significance of critical thinking in science and its impact on the development of reliable scientific knowledge. The nature of scientific inquiry discusses the process of scientific inquiry, which involves formulating hypotheses, conducting experiments, and analyzing data. Explains that critical thinking is essential at every stage of the scientific process to ensure accuracy, validity, and reproducibility of results. Questioning assumptions emphasizes the importance of questioning assumptions in scientific research. Explains that critical thinking allows scientists to challenge existing beliefs, theories, and paradigms, promoting the growth of scientific knowledge. Evaluating evidence highlights the role of critical thinking in evaluating and interpreting scientific evidence. Discusses the importance of assessing the quality, reliability, and relevance of data and research findings. Avoiding bias and preconceptions explores how critical thinking helps scientists recognize and mitigate personal biases and preconceived notions that may influence their interpretation of data. Emphasizes the need for objectivity and impartiality in scientific investigations. By highlighting the importance of critical thinking in science, this section underscores its role in promoting rigorous and reliable scientific inquiry. Critical thinking enables scientists to approach research with skepticism, intellectual honesty, and an open mind, ultimately leading to the advancement of scientific knowledge and understanding. Section number 2. Understand the scientific method. The scientific method is a systematic and logical approach used by scientists to investigate and understand the natural world. It is a cornerstone of critical thinking in scientific research. In this section, we explore how to understand and apply the scientific method in the context of critical thinking. Observation and question. Start by making careful observations of the world around you. Ask relevant and focused questions about the phenomena or problems you encounter. Critical thinking involves identifying gaps in knowledge and formulating clear and testable research questions. Formulate a hypothesis. Develop a hypothesis, which is a tentative explanation or prediction that can be tested through experimentation or observation. Ensure that your hypothesis is based on existing knowledge and supported by logical reasoning. Critical thinking involves constructing hypotheses that are specific, measurable, and falsifiable. Design and conduct experiments. Design experiments or observational studies to test your hypothesis. Consider factors such as control groups, variables, and sample size to ensure the validity and reliability of your results. Critical thinking involves designing experiments that address potential confounding variables and produce meaningful data. Collect and analyze data. Collect relevant data through observation, measurement, or experimentation. Use appropriate statistical tools and methods to analyze and interpret your data. Critical thinking involves applying statistical reasoning to draw valid conclusions from the data and identify any limitations or uncertainties. Critical thinking involves critically assessing the strength and significance of your results and drawing well-supported conclusions. Understanding the scientific method in critical thinking requires a thoughtful and systematic approach to scientific inquiry. It involves formulating testable hypotheses, designing rigorous experiments, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing evidence-based conclusions. By applying critical thinking to each step of the scientific method, you can ensure that your research is robust, credible, and contributes to the advancement of scientific knowledge. Section number 3. Assess the quality of the research. When engaging in critical thinking, it is crucial to assess the quality of the research you encounter. Evaluating the reliability, validity, and credibility of scientific studies is essential for making informed judgments and drawing accurate conclusions. In this section, we explore key considerations for assessing the quality of research. Evaluate the research design. Examine the study's design and methodology. Is it appropriate for the research question? Assess the presence of control groups, randomization, blinding, and other measures to minimize bias. Consider the sample size and selection process to determine if they are adequate for drawing meaningful conclusions. Scrutinize data collection methods. Evaluate how data was collected and measured. Are the methods reliable and valid? Look for well-established measurement tools or protocols used in the study. Assess if the data collection process was systematic and free from bias. Consider the analysis and interpretation of data. Assess the statistical methods used to analyze the data. Are they appropriate for the research question and data type? Examine whether the statistical analysis was conducted rigorously and accurately. Evaluate how the researchers interpreted the results and if their conclusions align with the data. Examine the use of peer review. Consider whether the study has undergone a peer review process. Peer review involves independent experts critically assessing the research before publication. A study that has passed rigorous peer review is generally considered more reliable and credible. Critical thinking involves evaluating research objectively and considering multiple sources of information. It's important to approach the assessment process with skepticism and an open mind. By applying these considerations when assessing the quality of research, you can make more informed judgments and rely on studies that are rigorous, reliable, and contribute to the body of knowledge in a given field. Section number 4. Review the peer review process. When critically evaluating scientific research, it is essential to consider the peer review process. Peer review serves as a crucial quality control mechanism in scientific publishing, ensuring that studies undergo rigorous scrutiny by independent experts before they are published. In this section, we explore how to review the peer review process as part of critical thinking. Understand the purpose of peer review. Recognize that the primary purpose of peer review is to evaluate the scientific validity, rigor, and credibility of research. Peer review helps identify and address potential flaws, biases, or errors in study design, methodology, analysis, and interpretation. Identify the type of peer review. Recognize that there are different types of peer review, including single-blind, double-blind, and open peer review. Understand the strengths and limitations of each type and how they affect the review process. Assess the reputation of the journal. Consider the reputation and standing of the journal in which the study was published. Investigate the journal's impact factor, which reflects its influence and prominence within the scientific community. Recognize that reputable journals are more likely to have rigorous peer review processes in place. Look for peer review acknowledgement. Check if the study explicitly mentions that it has undergone peer review. Look for statements or acknowledgements indicating that the research was reviewed by independent experts. Critical thinking involves questioning and examining various aspects of scientific research. Reviewing the peer review process helps ensure the quality, validity, and reliability of published studies. By considering the reputation of the journal, the expertise of reviewers, the transparency of the process, and the existence of post-publication critique, you can better evaluate the scientific merit of research and make informed judgments about its credibility. Section number 5. Examine the consensus within the scientific community. When engaging in critical thinking, it is important to consider the consensus within the scientific community on a particular topic. Consensus represents a collective agreement among experts based on extensive research and evidence. Here are some steps to examine the consensus within the scientific community. Identify the scientific community. Determine the specific scientific community or field relevant to the topic you are examining. Recognize that different fields may have varying levels of consensus due to the nature and maturity of the research. Review peer-reviewed literature. Conduct a comprehensive review of peer-reviewed scientific literature on the topic. Look for research papers, meta-analyses, and systematic reviews that provide a summary of existing knowledge. Assess the consensus by examining the frequency and consistency of findings across multiple studies. Assess authoritative statements and reports. Consider authoritative statements and reports from reputable scientific organizations or institutions. These organizations often summarize the current state of knowledge on specific topics and provide consensus statements. Examples include reports from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, or position statements from medical associations. Evaluate scientific consensus statements. Look for consensus statements or declarations issued by scientific organizations or expert panels. These statements typically reflect the collective opinion of a group of experts based on a comprehensive review of evidence. Consider the level of agreement and the number of organizations endorsing the consensus statement. By reviewing peer-reviewed literature, authoritative statements, meta-analyses, engaging with experts, and assessing scientific discussions, you can gain a better understanding of the prevailing consensus and make informed judgments based on the weight of evidence. And there you have it, thinkers. The fascinating exploration of critical thinking and its application to scientific claims. By cultivating skepticism and embracing critical thinking, we empower ourselves to navigate the vast landscape of scientific information with confidence. Skepticism is not about dismissing scientific claims, but rather about questioning, evaluating, and seeking reliable evidence. By applying critical thinking, we become active participants in the scientific process, ensuring that our understanding is grounded in solid research and evidence. So, let's continue to embrace skepticism, engage critically, and explore the wonders of science. Until next time, keep thinking critically. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more video like this. We will see you in another one.